Hey, and here we are for the season finale of Reasonable Doubt, season 2, episode 10, Encore. Do you want more? Hi, I am Kendi Love. I am the worst juror you could ever have on your panel because I am very biased and I'm going to go with who I like or don't like, or, who pissed me off that day. It just depends. So I have with me my esteemed colleagues for the day. We have Monique 69 Ways Johnson. What kind of juror are you, Monique? Tell the people.
I'm fair all
You're
around.
fair?
I'm a fair juror, so I'm not biased.
Letitia, tell the people, what kind of juror are you?
I prefer everybody black.
Right on.
Right.
The Lawrence report. What type of juror are you? Or what type of juror will you be today? I'll say that.
I'm trying not to be too biased, but we shall see in the court of law.
I'm scared. Hey, Reese, what kind of juror will you be today?
Oh, I thought you was gonna be scared of Jay. I thought you was gonna call Jay when you said I'm scared.
I'm scared of either one of y'all.
I do feel like while I will do whatever I gotta do to be selected for the jury, that I am gonna be very biased when it comes to this. Especially when it comes to certain defendants.
Thank you for being honest. Thank you. I appreciate it. VACAY-JTV. So are you a juror or are you the attorney for today?
I am attorney at law of VACAY-JTV of VACAY Cash and Associates. I work closely with Corey Cash, and there will be no slander of Spencer Stewart today. There will be no slander. And yes, we are on the case. We are watching. We will have to send out cease and desist letters if necessary. So be warned.
We know it.
Be warned. Is that a threat, Your Honor?
That's a promise.
Yeah, it sounds like a threat, but I will kick you out the court. Don't play with me. When it comes to Spencer, it's
right. We'll send Corey in.
All right, guys. So the episode started off with what we have been waiting for since season 2, episode 1. Who hit JT? VACAY-J. I'm gonna let you go. What are your thoughts on the findings of did I go fast? Of what happened with JT? Were you vindicated? Were you, how did you feel about it?
I felt pretty good about it because I think we had the young lady on our list of people that we thought took out JT. So when she did pop up, I wasn't surprised, but I was very surprised at how she knocked him in the back of the head. That was just like, whoa. The beginning of this episode was very, very triggering. I'll say that. But I was not surprised at all that it was Natasha.
Yeah, that's why I tried to keep the pictures down to a minimum.
Thank you.
Because it was very. Oh, it was ugly. It was not we've seen it several times this season, but it was like whatever they showed us this time was real gruesome.
Yes,
like even the bruises to me were more. Oh gosh. Anybody want to say how you feel about finding Natasha?
I just thought it was
Candy. Okay. Go ahead, Letitia. You got it.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I just thought it was ironic that the child that he did not want, he resented the birth of, ended up having to be the cause of his demise. Karma, irony, kismet. How about that?
Sounds good. Anybody else?
Yeah, I was just gonna back y'all up on this scene. It was very intense and it just felt like it went on so long. I haven't honestly been able to watch the episode over. That's why I haven't done my own recap because it been kind of too much, to be honest. But we need to see that. It just was really an intense scene. JT begging and crawling We see how the body was moved. I did appreciate that because we got to find out where the blood coagulation came in at, where the movement came in at. Because I was imagining Chanel probably dragging him or moving him in some kind of way to cover it up, but he was still alive for a long time. But yeah,
2 hours and what? 2 hours and a half or 2 hours and
yes,
25 minutes?
Hours.
suffering.
And before we move any forward, I want to speak in the chat. I don't want to hold up the comments too much because it'll cover up Letitia, and she's looking too beautiful for me to cover up today, you know. So I don't want to cover her up. But I see everybody. She's always late. Thank you for coming through. Tamika's Den, Chanel Drayton. Yes, that's all we have. I see 11 people in the chat. I mean, that's watching, but I need y'all to make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to each of our channels. Go ahead and do those things that we all need while we are, you know, on these YouTube streets. All righty. And anybody else comments on Natasha?
Yeah, I just want to say that this right here was the worst case scenario when it came to the abuse that she had to face from JT. I mean, did y'all see the scene where the vein is literally popping out of her forehead? It looked so real, the way they acted this thing out. I couldn't even cover, in my own review, I couldn't even cover that aspect. I basically just talked about, we all knew that it was either Sally or Natasha, but it was so gruesome I couldn't even cover it myself as a man, because that was just a lot to handle, a lot to see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we found out how Jax put two and two together. She put two and two together because she was like, she was saying the child, like she mentioned one child and not the girls or the children. She was like one, which put, you know, when she thought about it, it was like, okay, you was eliminating one child because that child was there. Monique, your thoughts on how that Jax came, you know, put two and two together all of a sudden out the blue, you know, well, not out the blue, but you know how she ended up putting two and two together.
Yeah, because the way last episode ended, I'm like, it was playing that song. She was talking to Lewis. I'm like, what popped in her head? And she was talking about Spencer. I'm like, okay, what popped in her head to make her come to this conclusion? So we saw, and she explained it. And my question is about Natasha. I mean, we kind of called it, but I'm like, was she at home all along? Did Chanel knew she was home while she was packing and about to dip? Or she just came in because she's a college student. I'm like, was she there all this whole time and they didn't know? You know what I'm saying? Or she came, you know, she got the key to the house, or she just came and it was just like, dang.
Yeah, I don't think they tied that up for us because she was leaving. But
Like,
did the little girl come home? Like, I don't know, but you know, they didn't tell us, you know, exactly. So we don't have to, you know.
Yeah, we don't have to. I was just curious. Like, I'm like, what's
Yeah, I was as well.
But yeah, so Jax explained it, how she came to this conclusion, and she wanted to go to Lucy and stuff, or to the judge, I think. No, Lucy.
Mm-hmm. So Letitia, what do you think about the court case? The proceedings, how she was talking to the jurors, Lucy was talking to the jurors, and just how they went about the finding her guilty, not guilty. Well, this is not that part, but this how they just talked about the whole thing, knowing she just went through something.
Okay, well, first of all, I didn't mean to dress like Lucy.
Wow.
But here we are. But okay, so yeah, Lucy, I felt like she had some nerve, but I think she also felt like she had to do her job. I think she was really pretty good about compartmentalizing things. You know, she had to do so when it came to her son and everything. But I thought that the overall theme for this episode was therapy, and that everyone needs to go, depending on whatever they're going through, including Lucy. You know, although she did the steps to protect her baby, that child need to deal with the drama and the trauma that she dealt with. And I think that if she had been in therapy, she might have been a bit more understanding about how she played out this case. But she did try to, kind of redeem herself a little bit at the end.
Yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts?
I thought the same thing. I was like, Lucy, you a
Or
cold
Sally?
piece.
that's that privilege for you.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I agree.
I'm just
Oh
hoping.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just hoping the Lucy storyline is wrapped up. I'm hoping we do not have to deal with her again next season, but only time will tell.
Oh yeah. Hopefully we done with it. I wish we would have. They could have extended it and done what I wanted it. I wanted her to take her husband out, but that didn't happen. So
That would have been so good.
that's what I
wrote
was
it.
saying. Look,
Right.
You and Monique wanted that. Y'all wanted that.
Yeah, we want. That's yeah.
By the way he was moving, he needed to be taken out because that guy crazy.
Crazy, bro.
Jay,
because she didn't though, it leaves open storyline for her.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she'll go away.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's gonna be locked up. They may release him, for whatever reason.
years.
You
What
never
is it?
know.
10, 11?
Never know.
Yeah, he's on probation, so parole. He was on parole or whatever. Yeah. Jay, your thoughts of Jax and I'm gonna call him Lewis. Corey Chestnuts out here, smoking the cigs and the blacks, and then she reveals, that my husband's baby was just born. Thoughts?
Right.
And walked off.
And she walked off real quick. Shout out to my associate, actually that's my boss, Corey Cash. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, sir. But man, I keep saying it. Their chemistry is so thick and good. Like, that's why I don't want Mr. Cash, my boss, Corey Cash, to be off of this show. Like, do your other show and come back and save, Jax for whatever reason, for whatever case. Maybe she got, mixed up in something or somebody's accusing her of something. We want Morris Chestnut back because the element and what he added to the show was just really, really good. I like the way that they worked off of each other. I like when they had their friction. Of course, I like when, they was about to get down and get busy. But yeah. This was, Mr. Black and Mild, another from Chicago. Yeah, we need him to come on back. But her saying, my husband's baby. He was like, what? He turned around like, you sure? He's like, what am I smoking? What you smoking? Like, that don't even sound right, So, yeah.
Any thoughts? Anybody? Quick thoughts?
Just piggybacking off what Jay just mentioned. Even if we can't get Morris Chestnut for an entire season, if we could get this brother in for at least 3 episodes, that would be the icing on the cake for me. We all know he's doing his new show, but he can come back for 3 episodes. 3 episodes is not going to kill you, Morris. I know you're watching. It ain't going to kill you, brother.
I agree 100%.
Right.
Anybody else?
Yeah, Candy and crew, y'all. This scene was so good. Like the chemistry, like Jay and Lawrence were saying, it's just there between them. It felt very authentic. I don't know. This scene was maybe like one of the best that I have seen all season. Just them, like it just was real to me, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we are moving. Listen, this mama grind my gears. Like, lady, how is it okay? How is it funny? Why you got a nervous tick or something? Like, why is it funny or it's okay for your son-in-law to have a break baby, side baby, whatever baby? Why is it okay? Why is it funny? I know why it's funny, because you don't know how to pick men. You have an issue with men. You let Paul from down the hall bother your daughter. You let him make you kick him out and you bring him back, and it's okay. And then you let Paul from down the hall grandparent your grandchildren, ma'am. The little girl sat on his lap. How do you know that he didn't bother Naima? Are we going to talk about that in season 3? Is that going to come up later on? What? I mean, mama, grandmama. I really want to get into you real bad, real hard, real good. But I'm not. I'm going to let somebody else do it. Anybody want to lay this lady out? Because I found a problem with it. Am I the only one? Please tell me I'm not.
No, you ain't the only one. I don't know if I just wanted to lay her out because I don't really expect anything less from Lou. because she just will do anything for love. You know, she put her relationship before her daughter in this case. So she like, sorry, baby, is not, you guys have been through worse. I said, what? Oh, when Jax was dating the felon, maybe that was worse than this, but they didn't have no baby. All I want to know was what was worse than this, Lou.
Yeah, I want to know that too, Aries. I definitely want to know what was worse. But I just did a major eye roll with Lou, but I do not want to lay her out like I want to lay out Mavis. So I'm just leave it at that.
Oh, you want to save your energy for Mavis? I got you.
Oh yes,
yeah, because we got to put the fluff
so
on Mavis. But anybody else wanna say something to Lou? Anybody wanna, you know?
Her name is Lou. I forgot her. I didn't even realize that.
Is her name Lou? My bad.
It
It
could be
ain't,
Lulu today. I don't know. Louise.
Yeah, they call her Lou.
Yeah,
they call Lou for short.
Lulu. Lulu.
Lulu, because that's what she acting like, a Lulu, a ghetto booger. Lady.
Toxic relationships, and it is not cute. I agree with you completely, Candy. I was looking at her like, it's not okay. What are you talking about? And girl, I was like, okay, anyway.
And it's okay too. And it was okay. It was a 10-second. That was the worst 10-20 seconds of this episode. I'm like, they should even cut that out. We didn't even know that the lady was okay with this going on. Okay, we didn't need to know that.
It's the finale. They got her show one last time. Okay,
I don't care. She should have been in the hospital bed still. Yeah, I don't. Playing Uno. I don't. They could have left that out. I didn't want to. That was so ignorant.
All right, I want to chime in.
Somebody do something.
So if we look at the entire season of this relationship, all right, it looks like her mother is really trying to reconcile with Jax. So yes, this is a major problem, right? You know, a baby outside of the marriage and the whole nine. But really what she's trying to do is she's trying to mend the wounds that she's caused on Jax. So I don't think she wants to be a part of the problem. I think she's like, y'all gonna work it out. Go ahead, dude. It's gonna be all right. Because at this point, she's like on this love mode, as you said. She don't want no problems. So she ain't gonna get involved. She'll be like, y'all gonna have to work it out. So that was just my perception of what it is. I'm not saying that she's right. I'm not saying that she's right in handling it that way, but I think she's just like, all right, Jax, listen, I care about you more so now. I want you to be in my life. I want your opinion now. Oh, y'all gonna make it out. She's just trying to be Miss Positive right now. So that's the way I saw it.
Need to be Miss Quiet.
What?
No.
That's just my thoughts on it. Yeah. Like I said, I ain't say she was right. I'm just saying she's the peacemaker right now. She don't want no problems. She want to be in love. Minding her business. That's what she doing. Minding her business.
Hi, Kay.
Hey, Kay. What's up, Kay? Hey.
On your behalf.
Anybody else?
Nope.
Ain't nobody gonna jump in the fire with me. I know. Bring the smoke.
Okay. So, Monique.
Yes, ma'am.
We have them, at court, and they're giving the response to what the jurors had to say. She was found not guilty with murder, first-degree murder, but she was found guilty with manslaughter.
Manslaughter. Yep.
We knew she had. It's going to be something.
Yes.
We knew it had to be something, but because of somebody died, so it had to be something. What are your thoughts on that? And then your thoughts on Aries, your thoughts on how Lewis snatched his woman from Corey's hands, arms.
But yeah, I was like, okay, good. I was clapping, and then it said, I was like, yo, it tricked me. I think it's getting off. I was like, yay. I'm like, oh no. I was like, then it said 11 years. I was like, oh no, it's 11 years attached to that. Oh no. So I was like, they tricked me. They had me. I'm not gonna hold you. They had me. So, and I guess they had
drop, as we've been saying. The other shoe had to drop. I'm like,
yeah, that shoe had to drop.
Aries, your thoughts?
Man. So I thought we was gonna kind of have like a mistrial situation because Natasha was looking real, like I felt the guilt coming off of that girl when they was putting the camera on her, and I thought she was just gonna jump up and blurt something out that would cause a mistrial, and then things would go that way. This whole episode was an emotional roller coaster. I was crying all through this whole episode, like from different emotions, and this one I was just like in suspense. She got handed down that lower sentence, but we wasn't trying to get her to serve any time, y'all. We was trying to get the client off. So yeah, when Corey was in there, he saw Jax. I think that he was expecting them to have that moment of like, dang, because it's their, they failed together basically. So I thought that they was gonna just kind of have that moment to melt into each other one last time. But Lewis came up there and snatched his woman, and I would have been like, this the one that got a baby on the way? Why you want to go run and hug all up in his arms? I wouldn't have felt no kind of way if I was Corey, because basically, like, you fell in love with a hood rat, Jax. From my perspective, if I was Corey, I would be like, go ahead on then with your baby daddy. Hug on him.
Hug on him.
Hug on him.
Can I get something from the male perspective?
I just felt like this right here. Whenever Corey saw Jax emotional, it looked like he was getting ready to open his arms and say, "Come here, baby. Let me console you. Let me console you." But Jax turned quickly. I mean, she saw Lewis, and I felt like Corey may have gotten upset or a little bit jealous in that scenario right there.
He felt something.
Yeah, he felt something deep down in his shana. Yeah, I agree.
I want to say that my boss did the right thing. He kept it professional. He could have easily just allowed her to melt right into his arms, like, "I'm here for you, baby. Don't worry about it." And they could have got busy right there. But thank God he kept it professional. And Lewis came through the door like, "Yeah, this is my girl. Okay, this is my lady. You already know who she coming to." And she ran to him. "Lewis, oh my God!" Right?
Yeah, because that is her husband. And so I'm like, I know we love chestnuts and all, but
that's right.
It's out of line. Like,
yeah,
period. Like, he was trying to consult. This woman is emotionally unavailable, sir. Okay. She's not your wife. She's not your work wife. She's not any of that. She's your colleague. You're supposed to keep it professional. Although I do really like the scene with them. I thought it was totally sexy. But still, sir, finish your job and keep it moving. I was really happy to see that because down deep is what y'all always wanted. Lewis and Jax together.
That's right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Letitia.
Whatever. But I mean, I can respect it. It's still marriage, and I can respect that.
Yeah.
That's right. Let love shine through, Letitia. Let it shine through. Light up the love.
Okay. So it sounds like Soul Glow. Okay. So, well, Jax kind of got into tight faces behind a little bit, letting her know that, everything, some in the buttermilk ain't clean with you, sister girl. And I found out that you have been dealing with a whole lot of similar to Chanel. You just was able to get out of yours, and you had the right resources, and you the right, complexion for the protection. Anybody have thoughts on the revelation of what took place with Tight Face and her husband?
First of all, Candy, there ain't nothing tight about this lady face. If, in my opinion, it needs a snatching back or two. It's about due. It's about due a snatching back or two. But yeah, I just thought it was the pot calling the kettle black. That was it. If that phrase was a person, it would be Lucy Warno.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
She need that Vegas snatch back on the face, huh?
Need to go. She's there in Los Angeles. She better go get a nip in the tuck.
Yeah, I was here for Jackson Lane.
He told her she got that makeup. She thinks she's fine.
She got that bob. It's that
Oh,
cut.
yeah.
It's that fresh cut.
He said, "You got that mommy makeover. You think you somebody now?" I was thinking, y'all, tell me, is this not Courtney Cox Arquette? Is this not the lady from Friends?
That's her
Because
twin. That's
In a
twin.
couple years. In a couple
that's
years.
the twin,
Not
huh?
right now.
That's twin.
Y'all wrong.
Okay, it shows giving twin.
Where have you been? Nobody knows me.
But
I
no,
was into Jacqueline, into her talking about privilege, her privilege, and the difference between her and Chanel, and how she has the opportunity and a privilege to do it this way, and with her abuser, unlike Chanel, she don't have much choice of what happened, what went down. So
and
she was
that
into
right,
her.
and that right there is the key word when you said the word privilege, right? Because that's the difference between Chanel and Miss Bob right here having these different types of connections, you know, and the parallels are actually crazy because Chanel and Miss Bob are basically both in the same situation at the end of the day. They both are coming from some abusive type relationships, but because of privilege, connection, money, and resources, she can get off a little bit easier.
Yeah, she got the complexion for the protection because
Complexion
Chanel
for the
has
protection.
access to the money as well. She just has she can just walk into a room and be protected automatically, you know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And like it happened when the cops came into the diner. Like she has resources.
Mhm.
Basically, she didn't do nothing different than Chanel did to get rid of the man that was causing the trouble in her life. Like she still got rid of him.
Right. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
She was just a little bit more strategic with it.
Right.
A little bit more
Yeah.
brain power
Yeah,
than
yeah.
Chanel. You know,
She's like, I know that
Chanel's
the cops
dealing
gonna come in
with.
for coffee. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
technically,
Figured that one
Chanel
out.
didn't get rid of him. The daughter did, but yeah, she just
Right.
let him suffer for 2 hours and before she called.
Monique with the actually,
Actually, Your Honor.
Yeah.
So, Jay, I'm gonna let you dissect the scene.
The scene that I don't remember, but yeah, sure, we'll talk about it. Sure, yeah, help me out. No, the one thing that I do remember from this is that, of course, we know that Mr. Ely, Mr. Green-Eyed Bandit, Mr. Don Carter from Ghost is now a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
On Reasonable Doubt. You see what I did there? You see what I did there? That's how you do it when you're working with VACAY Cash and Associates. So the conversation was pretty deep. The fact that he told her that, pretty much we're dealing with our own stuff. Everybody's dealing with their own stuff. And pretty much you're in control of your life. Like pretty much like you need to make a decision as to what you need to do. And the advice that you're getting is pretty good. And you don't need me anymore. You don't need to look back anymore. You need to look forward now. You need to, go ahead and take those steps forward. So that's pretty much what I remember from the conversation. Y'all can chime in and add on whatever else.
Yes. Anybody else?
I said, why is he here? Now
we
we supposed to think that she been having these little meet and greets with his ghost for advice from time to time. We ain't seen him all season. Sir, look, as soon as Ghost ended, he had time to come and shoot this last scene. Like, what? I could do a dream sequence. What do y'all think about that? They was like, no, we'll have y'all do a little daydream, not a full dream sequence. Come in for a little daydream, whatnot. Okay, and that was that. Morris, if this man can finish a season of Ghost and come do this for us, come back, like Lauren said, for at least 3 episodes, but we ain't trying to see this. We need the conversation to be real. We don't need to be imagining stuff, hallucinating. Now I'm back to thinking, what's in little Spencer vape? Let me ask his attorney. What is in his vape? Because if his mama's smoking that and start...
It's a little bit of mixture of, hybrid of strand from, the California hills of, hills are alive and the sound of music. That's what's in it.
See, like I
We
said,
are the worst jury. Don't have us on y'all jury, please.
The overall thing, therapy. This is her talking to herself. Therapy, child.
Right.
Please go deal with this trauma from this man. I guess she, kind of got over it. She still need to go, but still, she finally shredded the file of his. because holding on to it, I'm like, baby, what is you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Trauma bond, a level of trauma bond, right?
I did not like this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm glad it happened because he let her know that you cannot wear everybody's pain. You can't, your shoulders are for you only and maybe your children, but not for everybody. You cannot, your husband has a child on the way, not you. He has to take care of that child, not you. I appreciated him letting her know that. Well, Jack's talking to herself, letting herself know that these are your issues. These are not your issues. Separate it. You deal with you and let him deal with him. You can't be taking care of other people's problems. That's it. That's all. And that's shit. He was talking to me too, you know.
I did feel bad for her before she sat down on the curb because it's like she just got this news of Chanel possibly serving, like they gotta wait for sentencing now on a charge that we wasn't even expecting to get. Louis got a baby on the way, like she taking blow left to right. I felt like, and it's just like, dang, who can I run to? And it was to old crazy.
Not old crazy.
Letitia, thoughts? Lawrence, thoughts? No?
Oh, you go ahead. Ladies first. You go ahead.
She doesn't have any thoughts.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I just think this is probably going to be the last time we see the Green-Eyed Bandit. But he was a friend that Jax needed in this time and the struggle. Like Ari said, I feel bad for Jax, too. She was taking so many blows. But, yeah, this probably be the last time we see him. But, you know, the only thing I got from this right here, he basically was trying to give her, I feel like personally, just some words of encouragement, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, who said, Avery said she talking to herself, you know.
That's it, Jax.
Y'all, listen.
Insane.
Anybody.
She's smooth for this.
He walked in with a Cheshire cat smile on his face. He was smiling from ear to ear. He just knew that they was finna run off into the sun and be a whole family again. He just knew they were until her face changed.
The delusion was real.
Right, for real.
Right. Because didn't she say something about every time around a certain time, I guess around like 11 o'clock, there's a certain police officer that comes in there to get coffee or something like that. So she kind of like set it up. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you recording me? And she already knew that the cop was coming and the bait trap was set.
It was a good plan. However, let this be a lesson for everyone, anyone, doesn't matter the gender. Amusers, that's not amusing. You know, I just want to be sensitive to the word for YouTube. They do not change. All that hunky-dory stuff, he coming in there smiling to carry on. He only needed that itty bitty trigger to act a fool on her. They never change. What has he done besides jail? Jail's not a real rehabilitation place. So what has he done that will cause him to be different next time? Nothing. They never change. Please don't go back again. A warning to anybody in any kind of DV or outside of DV situation. Do not go back. Do not go back. They don't change. And it's going to get worse and worse. He did this in broad daylight in public. He has no scruple. He doesn't have any kind of moral code at all.
Oh, no.
If he could have, he would have unalived her right there in that diner.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that is scary.
He wanted to bash her face into that table. He really did. He wanted to get her. Anybody else?
This was reminding me, Candy, of that movie. I think it's the BET Plus movie with Tyler LaPlay and Eva. I forgot what the name of it was, but it was just like, you just got out.
Buried alive or something.
Yeah. You were an amuser, as Letitia said, and not in the amusing way. But what changed? Like, what are you supposed to come up with for us to ride off into the sunset? You got a certificate or anything for what you've been in there doing? You just snap at the drop of a dime. So that is a fact. They might play a part, just to lure you back into the trap, but a tiger never changes its stripes, nor does a
Bars.
zebra.
Bars. Go ahead on,
Okay.
Aries. Go ahead on.
Truth be told, the only thing I didn't like about this, I know we're being all serious right now, and this is definitely a serious issue, is the fact that she said you're going back to Vegas. So I didn't like that, they trying to shout out Vegas, you know what I'm saying? Like this crazy people in Vegas. I didn't like that. Even though I'm not from Vegas, I'm living out here now. So, but other than that, definitely 0 to 100, like real quick, like guys like this definitely need to be locked up away. Shouldn't be putting hands on any woman, period. And I like how you addressed it, Letitia. Doesn't matter the gender. Like they need to be put away and definitely need rehabilitation somehow, some way. I don't know what it is, but they don't need to be anywhere close to their victim, period.
I agree. All right. If super stupid was a person, this would be it. Lady, I just knew she had something to do with this unaliving. You put your house up and you wasn't even there.
Come on,
you put your
Kim.
house up and you were not there.
Right.
Hello, somebody. Tell me, how does that make sense? This child did this. Listen, I'm gonna hold Latasha off to later on because y'all ain't gonna like what I'm gonna say. But sadly, you were not even there. We were rooting for you to be there because it only makes sense for you to be there. You were not even there.
Right.
And you put your house up. After your husband told you not to do that, he would not do it for his family. He said no.
Right.
He did it anyway. If super stupid was a person, it would be Sally. And whatever happened to Sally, oh well. I don't even care. Because it didn't make sense. You were not there. Why? But you had nothing to do with it.
She didn't give the man no kind of information. She could have discussed all of this with him.
She could have told him that night.
Yeah.
Right.
She could have told him that then. Baby, Natasha did it.
Right.
I need the help. He might have said okay. He might have. He might not. I don't know. But you ain't give him the option.
Right. Or
Somebody
maybe
else
he had another
solution. I
solution.
got one.
He could have helped her find another solution for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just don't understand. I don't understand. Your husband, he's your husband. You share a life with him. Why would you not tell him this stuff first? Your allegiance is to your family member. And I'm going to get on Chanel, to be honest, because I don't like Chanel. I'm glad she's free, but I don't like her. And we can talk about it later, and why?
I'm just
I
saying.
don't like her either, Tisha.
I'm just saying for Sally, the worst thing you could have done as a married couple was go behind your husband back and do this right here. If anything, you could have set up a GoFundMe. The church could have been cooking some fish plates. I don't know. But to put up your house, you know how it is a lot of times for us as Black people, when we get that first home or just get a home period, we are expected to have that home a lot of times for a lifetime. We put so much into getting that first home, right? We know the car's already stacked against us. And as far as this relationship, I don't know how it can be saved.
Chris want to uncouple.
You better preach, Lawrence.
Yeah, Chris said uncouple, baby.
They need
this is a perfect example of what happens when you withhold information. Doesn't matter the gender. If we are partners for life and we have tied the knot, let me know what's going on through and through. Don't give me a piece here, give me a piece there, because then I'm going to lose trust. That's why he wants to uncouple, because it's like, how can I trust you moving forward? You're not telling me, you probably have an affair. I don't even know about it. You're probably doing, worshiping Satan or something. I don't even know about it. You're doing something crazy and you're giving me half information. How could I possibly trust you? So they're going to need, what's his name? What's the therapist's name? Because he is like the best in this show, like of all shows that I've ever seen as far as a therapist.
Dr. Francis.
Yeah.
Right,
man,
Dr. Francis.
That ain't his
Shout out to
name,
him,
but
man.
that's
Hi, Dr. Francis. I'm weak.
listen, I love Dr. Francis. But anyway,
Me
we gonna
too.
go
Me
on.
too. Me too.
He's the best. I don't know what he gonna do, what miracle he gonna pull out his butt or pull out the hat, rabbit out the hat. I mean, this is gonna be very hard, and I can't wait till the next season to see how this is gonna play out. Whether they stay together or uncouple, man, I don't know. Sally, it's gonna be really hard to forgive her, man.
Yeah, she
'Cause
come off very selfish during this whole season.
But I'm sure we're gonna get a backstory as to why, just like we did with Jackson, finding out, the whole unconditional love thing, and we'll get a little deeper to find out the truth.
Probably. Yeah,
I don't want to see Sally ever again.
It take 30. You have a mortgage for 30 years. We're not playing with that. We're not playing with mortgages. We're not playing with. We're not doing it. Okay.
But thank God things didn't get complicated where they had to give up their house, right? I'm glad it didn't play out that way.
I need them to. She need to sell that Benz she in or whatever.
They really didn't ever say nothing about it after.
Yeah.
When I saw that, when I heard, I'm like, hold a minute, you wasn't even there.
Yeah, once she got captured, I think things got dropped or whatever. Because again, the bail was to get her out. Now that she got recaptured, I think things got dropped after that.
And this secret right here of Sally's is really ripping their marriage apart. Keep in mind, Chris is still sleeping on the couch eating TV dinners. Brother's not even getting a home cooked meal, not even on Sundays from Sally. So the secret right here is absolutely terrible, and she needs to tell him, not bits and pieces, like Jay said, but the whole truth when it comes to this right here.
And then at the same time, the brother ain't even getting none. You know what I'm saying? That's why he 2-pump Chuck. You know what I mean? Like, he going through it, man. He
going through it.
It's hard, man. It's literally hard. Like, it's just terrible.
I think he 2-pump chumped Sally that time just to be disrespectful, because you deserve it, heifer.
Oh, yeah, we never talked
like,
about
all I'm going to do is give you 2 pumps in the grind and lean you to that mattress with no sheet on it. Dried up snot rags and empty wine bottles all over the bed. I'm going to leave you to that because you were trash. That's why I thought he was giving her a dose of.
Ari missed it last week. So
last week. That's right.
I had to run it back.
Thank you. You are very descriptive. That's why I love Aries, man. She just breaking it
Run it back, Aries.
Not knows.
Right.
You didn't know that they were cousins. If they hadn't mentioned that they were cousins, I would have thought that she was a past lover or something.
Yes.
Because girl, what?
Didn't I text and said I thought they were going to say we ain't cousins, we lesbians. I text somebody. I don't know what Monique or Aries or somebody. I just knew they was going to tell me they was.
They play cousins? No way. Oh,
God. You know what? When they went to the prison, when they were talking, I don't know. It might have been EJ that I text. I text somebody and said I just knew they was going to say that they was kitty clicking. You couldn't tell me because.
Whoa.
What?
Wow.
What? How? Why? How? Like, why are you?
Yeah, because she put Chanel over her husband. That's wild.
Yeah, I just knew.
The only thing,
y'all were not cousins. Y'all was something else.
Secret love.
Oh my God.
When you say putting Chanel over the husband, the only thing I could think of is that Sally and old girl had to be like first cousins. And if when you're close with your first cousin, that's kind of like literally your brother or sister. Like y'all are so tight. So it had to be a first cousin. It couldn't have been a cousin that's down the line. They had to be really tight growing up as kids for you to put your house.
Grew up together,
like, right? 30-year mortgage. Yeah. I'm not messing with that. I'm not bothering them people. I'm not doing that.
My cousin is like my sister to me. She's actually my second cousin, but she's like a sister to me, and she knows I would not do that for her. Just like she would. And we respect each other enough to know,
marry or not.
Exactly. That is crazy. But
I'm
we
thinking
to find another solution. But baby, no. What are you doing?
I'm thinking she ain't had nothing to do with putting any money up for this house. She was just, the name is on there through marriage. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. Like,
Chanel knew Sally wasn't there. Why would you run? You knew this lady wasn't there. You knew she had nothing to do with it. Why would you run? Why would you do that?
Who can I run to?
I knew somebody.
Chanel is selfish.
Adrian.
Can we talk
No
about Chanel
problem,
for a few minutes? Can we talk about her for a few minutes?
Go ahead, lay on a little
Come on.
So Chanel, I don't like her. Her attitude is just terrible. But again, therapy. Because last week I was super mad at her and then I was thinking like I said, well, shit, if she gets sentenced, then that maybe her ass need to be in jail. So you could think about your actions and the stuff that you talk about because you still in high school, baby. What are you doing? These people are going to bat for you, and you bringing up old stuff because you can't let go. And it's coming across in all of your actions. You running, you talking crazy. This woman she don't have to defend you, and you are lying. You don't believe me, but you ain't telling the truth. So how you mad? So Chanel is just I'm not feeling her. And can I just say I was whatever day years old last week when I realized that was the woman from Tyler Perry's movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I did not realize that was her. I said, oh my gosh, just with the trauma acting role. Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, she needs to learn how to think about other people outside of herself. I mean, I think obviously she does because she was protecting her babies and stuff like that. But I mean, she acting like her friends are her enemies, and they're not. I feel like they have been through her. It almost made me feel like they were treating her like girlfriends treated Joan.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna talk about that on my channel though. How Joan was the good friend, but y'all want to act like she was the toxic one. But anyway, the truth is her friends were there for her, and Chanel needs to check her attitude.
I think to go along with what you're saying, I think it was revealed, I believe, last episode when Jax was testing her and how she couldn't compartmentalize her feelings. And how Jax had to call her out and said, listen, stop being this high school girl and be grown and let's get you going. So I think her whole attitude, being locked up, going through everything, hiding the secrets, she was just acting like a high school girl, you know what I'm saying? And being all up in her feelings. So for her to be all up in her feelings, she couldn't possibly act like she cared about anybody else except for keeping that secret and just taking the rap. You know what I'm saying?
But
so
it's
I'm
not just her feelings, though. It's not just her feelings. It's very deeply rooted because she was blurting out things like, y'all think y'all better than me, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's the high school girl.
And also JT broke her down in such a way where her self-esteem was just zippity doo dah anyway.
Right.
But she was already there getting with him. That's what her self-esteem was.
So is Chanel jealous of her friends, like the friend group?
I think so.
I feel like it because she tried to flaunt a baller in their face when she kind of got to start knowing JT because they all was already successful. Chanel, I don't know what she really had going for her.
She was too. She was a photographer.
Her man,
she was taking pictures of him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that is true, right. But it must have just been her self-esteem. Or maybe still the fact that they may have been pursuing men or in relationships, and that was just like the one thing that they had above her. If you want to just like, hold it to that. But yeah, something was up. Chanel definitely was jealous of her friends.
Yeah.
Maybe she just grew up a little bit poorer than them or wasn't able to go to certain activities, something. But she's definitely stuck in that 16-year-old high school age mindset.
Right. So to go along with what you're saying there, maybe she was that girl, because we all know that girl in high school that thought her don't stink. Like she was all that. So her attitude became the grown version of the girl that thinks she's all of that. And everybody has to cater to her instead of her actually caring about other people.
Yeah, that's a good one, Jay. I like that. That's probably what it is.
Yep.
And then not only that, like you was the light-skinned girl, the baller pick. So your esteem, you're at the top of the totem pole as far as desirability goes. So for somebody to get you and break you down, you really don't feel like you or anything probably.
We getting deep here. That's good, Aries.
Yes. I want to thank everybody for being in the chat. Thank you. Now we got 18 people in the building. I want to thank everybody for being here. Please make sure you all have liked the videos on everybody's channel that is streaming. Thank you. And Dominique, please let me know if you're the Dominique that says JT, you and Jax are sharing, not JT, you and Jax are sharing Lewis. Because I need to know if you want to.
I think that's the
You
one.
haven't said that in the chat yet, but I just want to know you're
boy.
that one.
Who out here sharing Lewis though? What in the world?
Oh boy.
It's
Yeah.
a throuple. It's a throuple situation.
My sister wife was
It's a
doing
lavender,
everything.
huh?
That's her. Yep.
Oh boy.
She
Lewis
said,
got
and
enough
I
problems.
Yeah, I want to
You
make
Lewis
sure.
got
I
enough
want to make
problems.
sure I
You
make
got
my
another person there?
comments appropriately.
Just don't get pregnant, Dominique. Okay. Your man shooting up
Thank you,
the club.
Shayna. Thank you. Yes. So, guys, Mavis and her nostrils are flared to the gods. Okay. And
Oh God.
this lady is evil, y'all. She is just evil, evil, evil. She is in court. Like she probably got that elder mother growl going on right about now. I can feel it. Like the screen, like the screen was shaking when she popped up on it. Like she growling, okay, and boiling on the inside as well. She full of evil. Ugh. But when Chanel was, granted, they was going to release her to, release her. She let her go. She got off. Because of, I'm assuming Typeface Lucy said something to the judge or something happened. I'm assuming she did. She say she didn't, but we're gonna say she did because ain't no way in Hades she got off.
She did. She did.
But how do y'all feel about the way she snatched them children up out of that courthouse? Like those are the children's mother. Like, lady, you just that evil that you are cool, even though that's your son. You know he evil because I can see he evil. Look at you. Why you got to do that to those kids? Hello, somebody talk to me. Tell somebody something. Say something.
Are we shocked that she doing that to those kids? She is a amuser without the amusement, like Letitia said. She did with JT. So are we shocked? It's like JT grew up, so it's like, are we shocked how she handled it?
That's a good point, Monique. That's a good point.
Yeah.
And
what you gonna do that in court
there,
though? You doing that? That's like you doing that snatching kids in church. Like you gonna let everybody see you snatching kids? Like,
right?
You just don't care. You just be wherever you are. Okay.
Because she's sitting next to the real stone cold killer right there.
Hello.
Next, your head gonna be on the floor, lady.
Listen, that's why I said if she
I
found
think
out
Natasha,
that listen, Natasha gonna set the season 3. Mavis going down by Natasha. Okay, she gonna put them fluffers on her, and she gonna mollywop that lady.
And I'm gonna be
in the next
round
episode of Reasonable Ghost. Okay, this is another Power series. I know you can't always turn it to the Power series. You gonna have this girl going on a killing spree? Come on, man, don't do that.
She gonna mollywop this lady. She gonna wop.
But I think they need to put Natasha in therapy though, because even though Nell kind of got off a little bit on a not serving jail time, prison time, she needs some counseling and know that her actions that was not, and talk through what she did to her own father on some real stuff. So she don't have to repeat.
We're gonna talk about Natasha. We're gonna talk about Natasha at the end. Y'all gonna be mad at me.
They could have moved forward even with Natasha, because there is a I don't know if it's statewide or not, but there is a defense that you are doing a self-defense act on behalf of someone else.
Okay.
They could have used that,
right.
For the case.
Yeah,
I agree, Letitia. I don't know why that didn't get. Chanel's just that's how dumb she is, because that would have been easy enough to be proven otherwise. Like, okay, yeah, this girl, she was an eyewitness to my abuse and came to save me. Period. Case closed.
Yep.
I think it was too late by then. By the time all of that came up, so yeah.
And
that law may not apply in that particular state too. So,
Miss Lawrence, talk about your boy want to boo up with the boo, and that just got out. And he ain't say go get your kids. He's saying, I think I want to make you marry me. Talk about it.
Yeah, that man Adrian is not playing no games right now. He was like, listen, I know you just got released and all that, but my offer still stands. Like, I want to marry you. And I appreciate this right here from Chanel. I appreciate her rejecting the offer because she realized that she needs to heal herself. Adrian, he said he loves her. He's going to be waiting for her. She actually chose herself in this scenario, and I'm happy about that right there. She needs to heal, needs to go to therapy, get her life back on track. Adrian will be there. So I'm happy she is choosing herself at the end of the day. And I think that's always good for women, period. If they're in a situation like this. And as the man, if you truly, truly love her, you'll wait. If it's a year for her to get back to being in good graces, you'll do that if you truly, truly love her. So I fully expect a wedding next season. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. I like that. Anybody
Yeah,
else?
I like that, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Quick thoughts?
Man, I'm out, man. I ain't waiting for nothing. Bye.
I like that too. I wasn't sure about that scene though. I thought that I was waiting for the other shoe to drop on this scene too. I mean, on this episode too. And I thought maybe the car was gonna blow up or something. Because I'm like, ain't he wanted? Like,
He made it.
Whitney want him.
Okay, that's exactly what Dominique said.
Ain't the
I don't
dude,
know, child.
still want his money? I'm a little bit confused. And also, Adrian lost his job and all that other kind of stuff too. Like,
He said he took a deal. I don't know what kind of deal it was.
I think the last time he had a discussion with Whitty, because that's what we're talking about, right?
Right.
He had to tell Jax to get off the case and stop searching around stuff, or he was going to take him out or do whatever. So once he got Jax off the case, that's the last we heard of Whitty. It's like, I did what you said. Can I go now? And that was the last time we seen Whitty. So he's not. I guess Whitty called things off from getting at him. You know what I'm saying?
Whitty got charged and went to jail.
That's thank you for reminding me that.
Yes,
right.
But
and his kids involved in that too. So underage. So Whitty gonna be gone for a minute.
True, but I was just thinking about his influence though. Like, is Adrian in danger? Is really what I was thinking. Like, sorry, are you in position to be
like the
married
mob after him or something like that?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think once he went to jail and did what he had to do for Whitty, it was like, all right, well, I did what I had to do. Now you in jail, and now I'm free. And I took a deal with the authorities, so I should be safe now. Let's get married. You ain't getting married, bro. It's not happening.
What money? Well, how you got money to pay for that ring?
You keep asking that question. That man, he got stashes, man. That's Barry. That's Barry he got roof
not
stash.
Barry.
He went back to the $100,000 in the stash in the Oval. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, here we go.
Oh my God.
They will cross over something. Okay, Jay.
Yeah.
Your boy Lewis.
Yes.
Whatever happened.
Ooh, let's talk about this.
Auto drive 2. They got it. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that and the picture below.
Okay. So yes, congratulations to Lewis. Finally got it going. He did the right presentation. He took Jackson's advice as far as presenting and being confident, right? So now this is working now. It's all good. And again, as Aries said, and as we've been saying, emotional roller coaster, right? Because we're celebrating, yay. Next thing you know, we get a phone call. We lost the baby. I felt bad. I was like, dang, right? So he walks in the door, the music is playing, he's right, Jax is holding him. And this right here, what he said, and he didn't say a lot, but what he said, I was like, oh, I can understand why he said it. I feel bad. I was holding the baby in my hand, right? But then the next thing he said, but didn't say was, is it bad for me to feel relieved that the baby is gone? And that was like, oh, and she was like, no, she's just trying to comfort him, like, but that was, I don't know how to feel.
I felt that, Jay.
You felt that? You felt like,
because he said he didn't want the baby. So I could only imagine that he would be relieved. They didn't tell the kids. He's like happy he ain't got to do that.
Yeah. Do you think that he just kind of like got off? You know what I mean? Like, the baby died.
He got off.
He got off. He got off more than Chanel just did.
For real. That's why I'm saying about it. Like on one hand, I'm like, yeah, bro, like, yeah, you dodged the bullet kind of. But then I'm like, yo, nah, you ain't even having to take responsibility, tell the kids, tell anybody, nothing. Like, this is not a good thing for him. You know what I mean? It is and it isn't. It's like a catch-22, right?
But that's the way I say it. But Tony is so petty. Tony's so petty. When these kids start playing together at school, she made us spill the beans about the situation of the baby dying. You just don't know how they're gonna set up next season for Tony and this baby, and if the kids are still going to find out, or is Louis gonna be able to just
they're gonna find out
away?
Because Louis gonna have to atone for that. Them kids gonna need to know.
Yeah,
I feel like this. I'm about to get real cold on you. I do not feel sorry for his ass. I don't feel sorry for him. If this is what you wanted, that's what you wanted, right? That's what you wanted. Now I don't feel sorry for you because y'all was straight up being like, I don't want this and all this other kind of crap. And you wrong all along. You should have been told the kids. They're gonna find out now because this case you got is gonna be public, sir. So guess what? You're still about to have to tell your kids. But now it's gonna be after the fact. And are your kids gonna be able to trust you? You're already having an issue with your daughter right now. I don't feel no kind of sorry for him or Jackson because I feel like Jackson. Okay, I'm glad she better than me. I'm glad she was able to soothe him, rub his back, and all that kind of shit. Because you know where I was gone.
wow.
Not too much on
Look
her
at
man.
man.
She said she team Louis all day.
All day she's gonna ride with your boys.
Oh yeah. I'm Team Jax.
I'm gonna say this. So I felt bad for him. I felt bad, but I understood his question because when my husband's first wife passed, she passed. Well, we buried her the same day Kobe Bryant passed away. So not too long ago, right? Wow. So that week before her passing, well, when she passed, he said, "Is it okay for me to cry?" And I said, "Negro, something wrong with you if you don't. I would look at you like you fool if you don't cry about her passing because y'all were married for 20 years at the time. And I would look at you fool if you did not cry because that's somebody you was with for forever. Like that don't bother me." And I consoled my husband because his first wife passed away. Like, what was I supposed to do? I mean, so I get the consoling of Louis because the baby passed. Yeah, it's a burden lifted off of y'all's shoulders. However, he still had feelings, however temporary they were, but he still had feelings. So I get it, but y'all know I ain't kidding about that baby.
That's totally different too, Candy. I mean,
yeah, but I'm just saying it's still a feeling of somebody feeling bad, you know.
Yeah,
it's still a feeling, you know.
And at the same time, let's keep it real. It was a baby, man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, let's not be so cold-hearted that this man did get attached. Like, he was holding a baby in his hand. If it was one of us, we got to have some type of compassion. Yeah, he got off.
That's the thing. You knew that would be the case. When you get involved with a baby, period, you know that that's going to be how it is. That's why you have to prepare yourself for the situation. So if Jax was going to be on board, she had to, console him because she decided to be on board. I'm just saying, I'm not saying you don't have any kind of compassion. I'm just saying I personally wouldn't. I would have left because the baby itself is just too much.
Yeah,
but absolutely.
And it's a lot now. It's going to get worse in season 3. Jesus Christ.
Sure is.
Ooh, baby.
I personally think we got us a cut and dry case. We might be under that impression, but I don't think it's gonna go no further. But I will save my argument for the closing argument, Your Honor.
What a video.
Let's go with a video. Again, no, there will be no. I'll say it again. There will be no Spencer slander here. That is my client.
With an S.
That's right, with an S, with the backflips and the James Brown splits. All right, come on, let's go.
Okay, Dominique said she unalive that baby. Listen, somebody did though. We're gonna talk about that in the end though.
Wow.
Dang.
All right, since VACAY Cash and Associates and things and people are representing this young man, I'm gonna let him go ahead and do what he got to do.
Listen, the words speak for themselves, and I think everybody can relate to this. Okay, when they hate on you, like they hate on me, okay, you're gonna make it through. It's a very encouraging song. Okay, the beat could have been a little bit better. All right, he's in develop. He's a high school kid. I mean, but the backflips and the splits, come on. He did his thing. All right, we have what's her name from Igloo Records, whatever the name of the record company. She's gonna bring him into the office. He's on his way. He is on his way, and I'm very happy for my client, aka my little nephew Spencer. So shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate on the boy, right? Don't hate on. There will be no slander again.
Disney Channel. Oh Lord.
That's where the bag at. He better sign with them.
Look, the next High School
Big
Musical.
money.
I'm trying. The next installment of the High School Musical.
That's big money right there. Let's go, Disney. Mickey Mouse. Let's do it.
They were jamming.
They sure were.
And I love how he did a tribute for his sister too.
Oh,
He
yeah.
threw her in there,
Yeah.
right? Despite they little love-hate relationship they got going on, brother-sisterly thing that they do.
I
Yeah,
think
he
they
gave
love each
Naima a
other.
shout out.
It's just Naima. Naima love her brother. It's just she side-eyed her parents because it seems like they showing more, giving him more attention than her.
Yeah, he's in the spotlight. Yeah,
She
that's true.
start doing something.
But don't you worry. Don't you worry. Next season is gonna be big for Naima. You can book it.
Yes, I agree, Lawrence.
In a positive or negative way, Lawrence?
Right, that's
Positive or
the
negative?
question.
I think it's gonna be positive. I don't see them doing some wild stuff like a
That ain't
lesbian relationship like old girl from Bel Air. I don't see nothing like that. But I think it's gonna be positive.
You and Jay with these crossovers.
She gonna outshine Spencer. She gonna try to now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she's gonna shine in her own way, though. I think
Mhm.
she may do a Ashley, right, from Bel Air. She may go into the arts. I mean, what more can we kind of like see from her as a young lady? Maybe she want to write a book. Maybe she goes into poetry. Maybe maybe Spencer inspires her to do something in the musical realm or something totally different, like become like an athlete or something, like a tennis star. Or
Yeah,
something.
I can see her in sports.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
she'll be in the spotlight, and he'll be on Igloo Records.
Igloo.
She just wants her parents to have more interest.
Ice cold, baby. Ice cold, baby.
What do you say?
She does.
I think
Yeah.
she just wants her parents to have more interest in her.
Yeah.
And not saying, because I feel like you should be able to celebrate your sibling and recognize that it's not your turn. And then when it is your turn, your sibling will then in turn celebrate you. I think this is something she needs to learn, but she's a kid.
Yeah.
But I think Lewis and them, they were wrong in how they stepped back. They always saying F them kids, but the way they stepped back, oh, you stop calling me daddy. Sir, she's a teenager. She's gonna go in and out. That's just how they do. So I'm glad that she spoke up for herself and said, just because I don't call you daddy no more, don't mean you ain't my dad. And it don't mean I don't want you to pay attention to me.
I agree with
And
that.
she's a young, budding youth.
Mhm.
She need her daddy. And her
Oh,
brother,
yeah.
so
Yeah. But again, shout out to Spencer for saying, yeah, my sister get on my nerve, but if you mess with my sister, I'm gonna box you up, or whatever he said.
we're gonna have a problem.
That's
You
right.
really
That's
listened to that
right.
song, didn't you?
Yeah, it was cute.
Listen.
Andy, they did a good job.
I rolled my
I
eyes
thought he
over
was
it.
just dancing. I didn't know he
Chris
had a
Brown.
singing, rapping number at the
singing and
same
rapping.
time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Add it to your Spotify playlist tonight.
Send it to me. I might.
Thank you, sir,
Yeah.
for that endorsement. Thank you for my client. That's right.
I did roll my
All
eyes. when I
right.
was
So
walking
we
up.
have. Yes.
What was I saying?
So what's her name? I forgot. She passed the LSAT and
Crystal.
she
Crystal.
she passed the
Oh,
test.
Crystal, right.
Yeah.
Crystal's my
Yep.
girl.
Yeah. Shout out to Crystal,
And-
y'all.
Yes. Kudos to Crystal. That was quick. Dang, how long she been studying? Because we just found out the other day that she was studying for,
He was taking it
But I
on
guess
the low
it wasn't
at
none of our
first.
business. Like if she wanted to tell Jack, so
She
Yeah.
basically letting
it was
Jack.
not our business.
She basically letting Jax know that next season you're gonna have to find somebody else to take my place as your secretary.
A paralegal, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's gonna get the job? Who's gonna get the job, Lawrence?
What's up,
Say
Jay?
what?
Hey.
I said, who gonna get the job?
I said they're going to find another. They're going to find another secretary to replace Crystal next season.
Yeah. Okay. I think I got a delay.
Just a little bit.
All righty, Monique. Thoughts on Ebony apologizing to Natasha, and them. I'm not going to grace y'all with that story again because.
Yeah, about
but anyway,
the names.
Thoughts.
Right.
Yes. Oh, let me tell it then. So I spoke to the people at Onyx and Hulu and told them that my YouTube name is Candy. Monique, y'all go ahead and cut y'all cameras off because y'all gonna hear the story.
Yeah, let me hear this story. I want to hear this right here. I want to hear this.
Lawrence ain't heard it.
I ain't hear it. I'm
Go
ready.
ahead, go ahead.
I'm all ears.
We will allow it this time.
My YouTube name is Candy, and it's because Candy Burris is my favorite, Black human right now. Like she's the dopest person, out there in America. Say what you want, I don't care. Oh, Aries.
Debatable.
Y'all make me sick.
I'm trying to figure out why Aries leave though.
No, I love me some Candy.
Thank you. I love you too, boo. And
which Candy talking about?
And I said, well, when I found it, I said, well, won't y'all name her Ebony because her, super fan is Ebony, and my name is Ebony in real life. So y'all see that the court, y'all get it, Lawrence, Letitia, y'all get it.
Ebony, Candy, Ebony.
So I love it.
Yeah.
And they did it for me. Yay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the slow
it's
clap.
Always a start. That's a start.
Well, I love how they gave Ebony another chance in this. To tell her story.
Like they hate on me. Them two
Oh,
right there. On my left and my right. They're the two haters, okay?
We are not haters. We just appreciate that. We appreciate your story. Thank you for sharing.
Yep.
All right.
I want to say that
right,
Candy did her thing, especially when they were testing her. A lot of emotions came out as far as the acting goes.
Yeah.
Like I really, really felt it, when she was explaining her story and how, JT kept taking her to court, to try to, get custody and all this and that. And she couldn't handle it. Like
when she relapsed.
Yeah, she relapsed and everything. Like she did a thing. Like she really, I believed her. I believed her. She did her thing. Good job, Candy.
It don't say nothing for Candy to cry, baby. Listen,
way better
Candy,
than what you did in the Chi. I'll say that.
Yeah, Candy a crybaby. So
Candy is a crybaby. Hello, both of us are. She's a crybaby in real life, Jay. So that's why she was able to.
That was good.
She'll do it. Don't you talk about my man and my money? Okay. Go ahead, Monique. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Monique.
I was just glad to see Natasha again, and it seemed like she's better after the relapse. And I just hate that she got to start all over, her 3 years over, But I'm glad she's willing to, I guess, do it all over again, and to, for Natasha, ultimately for herself and Natasha. So I was glad that Chanel, made it happen for her to see her daughter that she ain't seen I don't know how long, so it was a touching moment. I hope it continues into, season 3.
Yeah. I heard people saying like, why would she apologize to her? Why is she doing all that? Ain't that part of the steps or something like that, Monique? Like,
yes,
I think like that's part of the
it's part of the it's part of the steps.
Recovery, huh?
Yeah,
you have to acknowledge
I almost
it,
I want to say steps between step 7 or 8, something like that. Yeah, you got to make an amends to the people you hurt. And Natasha's one of
And
the
she
people
could be
heard.
apologizing to her daughter. Like, she haven't been in her life. Like, you belong to your child. So yes, apologize for your absence, whether or not you want to take accountability for your addiction, no matter how you got on whatever you was on. You could just be sorry that you wasn't in her life.
Mhm.
So I did see
All
people
that.
also wondering, like, why you apologizing to that
Mhm.
baby or that child? Like,
Until
she
you know
can. She
someone
owe it
close
to
to
her.
you, until you know someone close to you dealing with addiction or going with them to AA meetings and doing the steps with them, then you don't have no clue. So that is one of the steps.
Mhm.
And that apology was real big, I'm sure, for Natasha. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, like the story behind it all is, like, if we really look at it, she was trying her best to get her back. We have to remember that. Yes, the addiction, all that came along the way, but she was trying to get it back. And JT is a freaking demon from hell to do that, to keep taking it to court. And you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to look at it from that perspective to say she was trying all these years to get it back. We can't forget that.
Yeah.
You know,
But they
one
kept
thing I
knocking
could-
her down. So
The one thing I can appreciate about this show is that the children are really mature, you know, and they take a really mature stance to some very adult issues, including Natasha accepting her immediately, and also Lucy's son accepting her story immediately. He was like, "Well, we don't have to see him again." He was like, "Say less." You
Yeah.
know, I never knew this about the story, you know, and so I think it's just a testament to that. You can share some things with your children. You should have talks with them. You know, they don't have to know every single detail of everything, but I think it's okay for you to open up and start conversations with your children.
Yeah.
They can handle it.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
especially if they're mature enough. You can deliver anything to a child depending on their maturity level. You don't have to just tell them straight out like you would tell your homegirl. You would give it to them, meet them where they at. So you don't, you can tell them anything.
It builds a stronger
you know.
bond, and it builds trust
Yes, it does.
from the
That's when
child
you're
to
being
the
100
parent.
with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the child feels like they're not being, covered, or wolves over their over their eyes, like, "Oh, you let me in, Mom? Thank you for telling me the truth. Like, I've already trusted you, but now I trust you even more."
Yeah.
And
It
kids,
helps,
they ride with you.
I'm sorry. It helps your kids to know that you're human too.
Right.
Because kids remember at a point where they realize, oh my gosh, my parents are fallible. You know what I'm saying? But if you're already having conversations with them, then they'll know all along that everybody is human. They have human feelings, and we don't always get it right. You know
And
what I'm
then
saying?
that also makes the child more compassionate and more compassionate to others, as far as what
Right.
they go through. You know what I'm saying? It makes them more well-rounded individual, once they grow up.
Yeah. It's helpful to us too. Because it's
you walk
things
around
that
like
we
you
need to learn. And we need to unlearn things from our past too, like parents never are supposed to apologize. That is some BS. Parents need to learn how to apologize to their kids.
You're right.
You're not always right.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah. And we love them just the same, even when they're wrong, and even when we find out they're lying.
Right.
That's the hardest part. When we find out our parents was lying to us all these years.
Yeah.
Like, you lucky you my mom. You lucky
My
you
daughter
my dad.
regularly comes back to tell me things like, "Mom," she'll be like, "Mom, you were right in such and such," and then she'll be like, "Mom, no, you was wrong on such and such." I was like, "Okay, you're right. You're right."
Yeah.
So.
Uncoupled.
Shout out to the people in the chat in the building.
Right.
Thank y'all for coming through. Thank you.
Uncoupled. Get a print on a t-shirt.
Yes.
Lawrence had that loaded.
Uncoupled.
He had it in the chamber.
Right. Uncoupled. Yep. That's it. That's all. Nothing else to say. Because we had already laid her out earlier, so we good.
Yep.
We're gonna move on. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go.
Is that who I think
okay,
it is?
Jay, go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
Nah, just my
That's
man with the
Essence
Japanese.
Atkins. Yeah.
A man with
Yeah,
the
shout out to
Japanese
Essence.
whiskey, you know what I mean? And she told him what it is. Like, listen, you want to mess with me, you got to take me out on it. You got to call me, take me out on a date, pick me up. Like, she laid it out, and he's like, all right, eventually you're gonna get to the kiss. He's like, well, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get to that last part real quick.
Right.
My man came through, and now they're going out on a date. I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? I love black love. I love black love. So this was great. This was great.
Yeah, I'm glad he can see if he can find his person, because I think he was tired of all that smashing, drive-by smashing he been doing.
Smashing
Right.
dating.
The man was doing what he had to do to find love in all the wrong places, but hopefully.
Right. Hopefully Brandy is the one for him. So
But they have so much in common, right? The whole Japanese thing, and then everything.
Japanese whiskey.
Yeah, everything that she's into, she's highly intelligent with all those percentages in her head and just breaking it down. Like, he needs an intelligent, highly, sophisticated woman that is old school.
Right.
And available.
Right. And that's mostly available.
Available.
And
Hashtag available.
That part.
Available.
That part.
Thank you, Monique.
she's gonna keep it. She's gonna keep it very old school. Corey is not gonna hit this in one night. It's gonna take time to get this right here, because she is an old fat. No, and I'm not disrespecting anybody that gives up in one night. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying this woman right here is definitely old school. Talking about come pick me up at a certain time. We're going here. We're going there. Like, she wants that old school feeling of a chase almost. You know what I'm saying? So this is someone that Corey could officially settle down with. No more hit it and quit it. It's like, this right here could be the real deal for Corey.
Yeah, bro. She wants to be courted. She wants to, so you know how it is, brother. I mean, we talking right now, brother to brother. You know how it is. We respect the woman way more.
Right.
When we don't hit it on the first night. It's true.
Right.
It's the truth. If y'all give it up the first night, it's like, all right, thanks. And if it was good, then we might call back. If it was all right, it was like, all right, we'll move on to the next. But with her, it's like, nah, you're not getting it on the first night. We're gonna have to work our way up to this. You're gonna get a peck tonight.
Right.
Next date, you might get a little bit of lips. Next date after that, you might get a little tongue, but after that, we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? So she gonna
let you cop a feel after so many days.
Right. You could touch the back side, the small of my back. You ain't gonna touch the booty, and you ain't gonna touch the top part, right? You gonna touch the small of my back. That's how she gonna do it, man. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, Corey's like, listen, baby girl, I already got you tickets to that Mary J. Blige concert because I know you love that old school R&B. I got you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
She's a therapist that has done her own work.
Yes.
That she possibly might have even been in a DV situation years ago. Came through, healed, became a therapist, now is an advocate for other people, and now she has boundaries in place. So
yeah,
go for it.
She also could have been, hopping around too, and then she did her work.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
I'm tired of all that. I want her serious. Yeah.
Check the whole facts.
Okay.
That part.
So
Jay with the horns. That was impulsive, because we was just talking about the past, and I was like, yeah, okay, you're right.
I love it.
Okay. So I skipped over the part where she, when the baby passed, he came over with flowers, and Tony says, these are the flowers I want for Jaden's homegoing service. She wanted to have a full-blown service for her child. And I get it. I understand. She's saying that was part of the grieving process, what the doctor said with the couples, or the what have yous as they are. So he backed out graciously. He was like, he couldn't see his child in the casket. And I get it. I understand. But some people you have to play the game with. And I think this person you should have played the game with, because she's not, as we see, she's not an easy person to deal with. So Jax, Lewis, and the kids were playing Uno. They love Uno on the show. And they get a ring at the doorbell at the door. He goes to the door, and this this face right here is not so nice. And she handed him a package and took a picture of him, as proof that he received it. I bet he looking fool in that picture. I would love to see it.
Like an Amazon package.
Right.
You've been served. Aries, thoughts on you got served?
Oh well, this one is going. Or is this just on you got served, or is this with Honey involved as well, Your Honor? Just to know.
All of it.
Okay. So, well, first of all, what I'm going to say is this proves to the court that this heifer Honey was in it for a money grab in the first place. Because thank you, Your Honor. Let me scoot in. If you was never in it for a bag, this was intended for JT. If it would have never gotten proved that Lewis was indeed the father, you wouldn't have been getting no money because JT is outie. So now that Lewis is the daddy, he didn't just sign this deal with what is it? Auto-Tune. What's his game? He just signed the deal of a lifetime, okay? Jax just won this case. You seeing dollar signs floating all over the place. Dominique in the comments, a juror, Your Honor, has already testified that this lady then possibly took the baby out. All I gotta say is when it comes to suing my clients, which I am taking them on, the stewards, we have no case here, Your Honor. First of all, we got a mid 40-year-old woman having a geriatric high-risk pregnancy that was unstable from the jump. Coming talking about she's suing them. And I'm not having it, Your Honor. I rest my case.
Okay.
I rest it.
Okay. Hey, she said it. She said it.
What she said.
Monique,
It was a geriatric pregnancy. It was unsustainable from the beginning.
Help me out, Monique. I can't get it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Great job, attorney. And I second that motion because you're not only suing the stewards, you're suing my client, my nephew as well.
Right.
So now you're trying to get his money as well. No, we will not have it. We will not have it. We will be joining forces at VACAY Cash and Associates with Aries and Associates, and we will be fighting this for the stewards.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh God.
But can I just let the record show?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Records. Oh.
That if Jax had walked away from this situation in the first place, she would now not have to be in defense. Because now they're being sued. She's suing both of them. This is now going to be public.
Yep.
It's going to come out in the public. It's going to come out for her kids. This may affect her professional reputation. I said that before. That's why she should have walked away, or she should have at least stood over to the side, let him just handle it. She certainly should have told Corey so that they could handle these things together, or they could have some kind of professional strategy in line in the event this starts to come out. I'm not happy with how this is going down. Never could trust Tony, whatever. And you know what, Aries, that's a really good point. I never thought about it being a money grab, but I knew that Honey was going to be a problem for them.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that she'd be a problem if something happened to the baby, though. So now here we are. Now she's an ex-baby mama that's still going to give them problems.
Still, she just won't go away.
Won't go away.
No.
I put the sick Natasha on her. She know how to get the job done.
Whoa.
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 Attorney, hold that. We can't say that in court. Not here.
Not here now.
Behind the stage. Backstage.
We have to off the record.
Just strike that from the record.
Strike that, Your Honor.
Strike that, Your Honor. I don't have bail money for you, attorney. Aries.
Oh my goodness. Y'all got to be crying.
Ooh, she's always late. That's exactly what I was thinking. If Honey would have kept her legs close and married men, but she had a plan from the beginning. I promise you, y'all, she was going around there spreading it low and busting it wide to hopefully get pregnant. She just got pregnant by the wrong one.
So this was a money grab from the beginning. She just been baby daddy.
She mismanaged the P.
Very mismanaged. It's
Well,
under construction now, so
we're gonna need attorney Jack Stewart as well, because she has some insight that we don't have. So we're gonna need her to join the all of us attorneys to fight this case. She can't walk away now, Letitia. She has to stay. She's a ride or die. Obviously, that's why she's here.
That's very obvious, and I totally believe that she can handle it. It's just that I believe in being proactive, and she could have, somehow strategized this entire situation, and now it's not going to work. And
so
now,
you think if she had backed off from the beginning, you think we wouldn't be dealing with this?
We wouldn't have a show.
that part.
Or do you think we're going to the hospital like with the choir robe on? You think that was Bob that did it?
Yes, she could have said, you know what? Yes, I found out that my husband was sleeping with the witness or whatever, and I decided to walk away. I think that she could gain some public support if she had walked away, especially professionally. But she didn't. And not only did she not walk away, she didn't say anything either. Not even to her whole defense.
So it'll backfire next season.
It makes him look kind of crazy. And I'm with she's always late really woman the picture with the married man on the obituary. Exactly. Totally dangerous and inappropriate. Like, what? Girl, why didn't she get a picture with her and the baby?
Right.
You wanted to blast this man for that. It didn't even make any sense that you would have the picture of the baby's face wasn't even shown in that picture.
Right.
Lewis.
Yeah, I said that too. I said that in my first reaction too. Like, why don't you have a picture with the baby? Like, why are you pushing this on Lewis? Like it was weird. It was weird. I mean, I can understand again. I got to look at it from all sides. She's mourning the death of her son, but she did not want Lewis to be involved. Like she said that. But now that he's involved, you have to finish the process. To me, Lewis shouldn't have said, "Oh, well, now this is too much." No, you got to finish the process. If you say you're going to be there for the baby, now the baby's gone, you need to be there for her too. We probably wouldn't have this case going right now if he would have played ball. If he would have said, "Hey, okay, let's do this. Let's get the flowers, use the picture. I don't care." He just should have went through the process so it could be over. But now he's now served. So,
but with women like her, it would never be over. Right. However, I agree with you. I don't know. She might have gotten some kind of. I just feel like she would find something else because now she's suing them for the baby's demise. Come on, how did they lose the baby? We didn't get that.
That's the good question. It's a good question.
We lost it, Your Honor, because the client is about 46 years old. From my assumption, this based on the crowd, the kids in high school, certain ages, it will make sense that the client will be approximately 46 years old. And while you do see celebrities carry out these pregnancies at 48 and 52 years old, is really not something that will be sustainable in the real world, Your Honor, unless Honey was on bed rest for the entire pregnancy, which she was not. So if we're talking about the stress that has been caused, it could have been you ripping and running up and down the street, hunting down or dodging baby daddies because you need to be laying down this whole time. 22 weeks. What was it? 22 weeks or 29? It did not even halfway there. Basically, this was something that it was nature, unfortunately, because little Jose never really stood a chance. His mother ended her pregnancy. She wasn't getting treatment because she didn't know what she was going to do. At some point, Honey didn't even know if she was going to keep it, or at least that's what she was telling my client. When she found out Mr. JT was unalive, she started thinking about how she was going to continue this pregnancy. So I don't know. She may have taken a plan B that had it that you know what I'm saying? Like it could have had some lasting effects on the womb.
Wow.
We see the lifestyle that she was living. Y'all said, right. We see the lifestyle she was living. She done popped a few plan Bs. That's already weakening the womb, ma'am. It's not sustainable to carry no pregnancy to term. So then nobody cause no stress to you to lose his child. And what I want to see is the footages from the hospital, because I believe Dominique. I feel like Honey did something to this baby because his whole thing was to spite Lewis from the beginning. Because how dare he come in and blast her for getting pregnant? Just like I said, mismanaging the pig. You supposed to get pregnant by the man with the money who was also married. You got pregnant by Lewis. Not saying that he ain't got none, but he's working on it. As soon as the bag got sealed and secured, here you go talking about, because Tony felt like Lil Jose was worth more dead than alive, unfortunately.
My Lord.
Little Jose.
You ain't gonna get no money for Jose on no child support like that off of Lewis. But what you might be able to get is a lawsuit. I see your strategy.
Good job.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Check you.
41, not 46.
Not too much on 46.
Well, this is just a story. We talking about.
No, okay, y'all. I'm going in on this. Is no shade to nobody. I am in the 40s club, and I'm so happy to be here. But I'm just saying, there ain't nobody about to be getting no pregnant at no 46.
Amen. That's why I told y'all no babies. No, can't deal with no babies. Sorry, y'all doing too much.
Not unless it was for a good enough reason. That's it. Like, and what would be a good enough reason other than, I mean, you appear to be a single parent hanging on by a thread to the in crowd for whatever clout your previous baby daddy might have ran in on the coattails on. I don't know, but you just don't seem to have it really like that, Tony.
Cooking today. Oh my God.
She didn't really have it like that to be even with them folks. So what you could offer?
I think this case is closed. We don't need to have a second season, another season. Like, I think Aries just shut the whole thing down.
Aries shut down the whole thing. Case is closed. Ain't nothing left to
bombs right here.
God, Aries, you went all the way.
I don't like that lady.
Hey,
we see that.
Hey, but how long? How many episodes do y'all think this storyline but Tony gonna last next season? I'm hoping maybe 5.
They did so good.
I'm hoping 5.
Man,
not the entire.
They gonna torture us.
I don't want this
they
to
probably
be the
give us
entire
her for
season.
the whole season. Yes.
I don't want that. Please.
I don't want
Kerry
that
Washington.
either.
Yeah.
But won't it be like the premise
Please
of the next season?
It will be.
And all of the fallout because of it? The public fallout because of it?
They're gonna rehash the whole situation with Lewis and Tony, and then we're gonna see that them actually getting busy. We're gonna get visuals of them getting busy and where it started, and get they're gonna drag this on. I believe.
Lord.
Yeah.
That's gonna be so stressful, but so good.
Yes.
I mean, Jax could only survive something like this career-wise if she was a man, because we see that happen. But let her have a side baby is just gonna be like, what kind of person are you? Your character is just messed up because you would let this happen in your family and stick around. Like, that's only something that a man could could keep the career going with.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're at the end of the show, and I have a question. I'm gonna give my answer.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna lead us, and who would have thrown Natasha under the bus other than me? Because listen, Natasha was trying to save my life, attempting to save my life. She took her daddy out, but she's a child. She's 20 years old. I am 41, 3, 4, however old Chanel is. I have lived my life. I still have more life to live. She's just starting. I think she can take a slap on the wrist and go to some kind of therapy or counseling or something. I'm not finna go to jail for this child. I'm not. I think we got a good case because I would have told Jax the truth in the beginning. Natasha did it. How can we work this thing out? I'm not going to jail. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. Anybody would have thrown their child. Well, and I ain't birth for her either, so hell no.
That would've been
Anybody.
easy. No,
Anybody.
Candy, you said the
But
people was
she
gonna be
raised
mad.
her like it's her own.
I didn't
It was
birth her.
so-
I didn't push
it was
her. I didn't push
self-defense.
her. I'm not going to jail. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it.
I agree with you. I'd have been told Jax because it was self-defense on my behalf.
Yeah.
So the end, and please work it out because y'all are really, really good at this. So do it.
Yes. I agree, Candy. That wasn't your baby like
That would
that.
be my first instinct about telling the truth to Jax at least.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not going to jail.
Let them figure out how we gonna spin the case, but at least
No,
be honest with
you
your
gonna get out.
attorney.
Yeah, I said that in the beginning. Like she should have told the truth from the beginning so they can figure out a strategy and
Right.
maneuver from there. I've been saying that from the beginning.
Yeah.
But again, she didn't tell the truth. So would I go to jail? No.
I ain't
She
going to jail.
she wouldn't go to jail either. She would be under a special program. You know what I'm saying? Because again, as we talked about earlier, this was defending someone else, because she was, she was being attacked. So she wouldn't get like, oh, this is a straight up manslaughter charge. You know what I'm saying? This was in defense of her mother, quote unquote.
Yeah, she would have got slapped on the roof because she was trying to stop him from killing her. And she did what she thought was the best thing to do, knowing that my father is a football player, which means he's strong as 5 oxes.
Right.
Sir, I did what I had to do to save my mother.
Yeah.
And
So
they can't say
would've got
that she
killed.
been plotting on her daddy. I mean, that's her father.
Right.
That's her daddy.
Yeah, nah.
But no, they
Yeah.
can't spin that narrative like they did Chanel. Like she been planning this. The whole
Right.
time.
But they'll
No.
try. Lucy will
Right.
try.
Right.
Try anything and lose every time.
Be justice was served. Period.
Yeah.
By
I
Jax,
had to work that thing out.
you are a terrible person.
Not doing it.
JT and the Wicked Witch from the West. She's the start of it all.
I will say this. I'm gonna give JT just a little bit. He did. His last words were at least an apology.
Oh, that was an apology because he not a teacher.
He
He
was
mean it.
sorry he was
Well, you can take
going
it.
out.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm just saying you can take it any way we want to. I'm sorry. Yes, you are, sir. Goodbye.
I'm sorry, baby.
Or, I'm sorry.
That
I
was
don't-
sorry in distress. That's all that was. That wasn't like a genuine sorry.
That was like, help me, I'm sorry.
Listen,
It was like, yes, you are sorry.
yes, you are. Exactly.
like,
You
are.
can do it however you want.
I'm sorry. Call now. Please call 911, please. That was that. Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
But still,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. His last words were still, I'm sorry. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Goodbye.
Yeah, toodles.
Goodbye, JT. Goodbye. We will not miss you, JT.
Exactly. We will not
Will
miss
not
you.
be
Yeah, you terrible dude,
It was
man.
terrible.
Terrible.
Gosh.
Well, we are at an hour and 43 minutes. So we have
Praise God.
2 minutes to get out of here.
Let's go.
I
Last
hope
thoughts
y'all
for the
enjoyed.
season.
Last any thoughts for the
Yeah,
finale?
because I have a live at 9:05.
Man, they
Thoughts
tied
on
up all
finale?
the ends
Quick
for
thoughts.
us that I felt like needed to be tied. It was very satisfying. I'll say that. I enjoyed it so much.
Same.
I concur. Definitely a great ending. What looked like a happy ending turned out to be a continuation to the next one. So I'm looking forward to the next one.
Facts. I'm ready for next season. I'm gonna let Hulu, Onyx Collective, BK Washington, Ramla Muhammad, let all of them get their little breaks. By the top of January of next year, I need them to start shooting. So hopefully we can get it in get this season 3 by the summer. That's my hopes, but you never know.
All righty.
Great season. Glad to talk to you all. And case closed.
All right.
That part.
Money.
All right.
Tony can go on somewhere. Leave that for the birds. Like, girl, no. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to season 3. That's about it.
Okay. And my final thoughts is I hope when they have that funeral that Tony falls in there with her child. And on that note, Monique.
The hole ain't gonna be big enough.
Oh yeah, it is. It's ball up.
All right. We are out of here, y'all. Bye.
Peace.